What's up, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here. The new iPad is out. It's been available for a few weeks. We've had it in our Techno Buffalo labs testing it. I've been using it every day to try and give you the most comprehensive review from a user. Someone who's actually tested everything about the tablet, put it through all of its paces to try and give you guys the most comprehensive review and help you make the choice whether or not the new iPad is going to be right for you. Let's go ahead and get started. So with the new iPad, the more things have changed, the more they've stayed the same. The new iPad is nearly identical in looks to the outgoing iPad 2. Sure, it's a little bit thicker and it's a little bit heavier, but for the most part, they look almost exactly the same. They got that same aluminum back, they've got the same colored bezel, and the screen, while powered off, you really can't see a difference. So it's available in a ton of different models. You've got a 16 gig, 32 gig, or 64 gig Wi-Fi. Then you can throw 4G on top of that. Prices ranging from $499 all the way up to $830. It's shipping with iOS 5.1, but certainly that will get upgraded. From a dimension standpoint, 9.5 inches by 7.31 inches by 0.37 inches. It weighs 1.44 pounds. That's 0.11 pounds heavier than the iPad 2. Display is that same 9.7 inch Retina display. Oh, sorry, 9.7 inch screen. It's now a Retina display. It's an IPS screen with a resolution of 248 by 1536. 42.5 watt hours. Apple says it can be good for about 10 hours on Wi-Fi or 9 hours on 4G. Processor, we're looking at an A5X 1 gigahertz dual core chip with quad core for graphics. We've got a gig of RAM in here. So we've got a 5 megapixel camera that can shoot video at 1080p. It's actually the same lens system as the iPhone 4S. On the front, we've got the same VGA camera that we had on the iPad 2. 4G LTE on both Verizon and AT&T. The big upgrade here is, of course, a Retina display found on the new iPad. Unfortunately, the biggest upgrade is also the one that I can't really show you. It's not going to do it justice to see it streamed on whatever you're watching this video on. But I will do my best to show you some of the highlights. If you saw the video I did comparing this to the iPad 2, that's the best way you can see a difference. The pixels are extremely bright, and there's many more to be lit up here. So there's been a lot of talk about the iPad heating up, so thought it'd be appropriate to show it here with some fire. It has run a little bit warm, but I haven't had any sort of extreme heating issues that others are reporting. So at least in my model, it appears to be a little bit blown out of proportion. Text looks absolutely incredible. I never thought the screen on the iPad 2 was bad. In fact, it always looked pretty good to me. But this definitely looks better, extremely crisp. I always had a hard time reading books or long articles on an LCD display. It hurt my eyes. I preferred e-ink. I've had a much easier time though on the new iPad. So if you've run into issues similar to that, definitely going to be a reason to want to consider the new iPad. But let's talk about something that I can show you. Speed. Speed, 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 and speed. We now have an upgraded A5X chip. This is an extremely fast tablet. Go ahead and launching something like Angry Birds that's been stored in memory. It'll launch very, very quickly. There you go, Angry Bird Space. Go ahead and get your space gaming on. Actually, you can check out a full review we did of this game. It's actually been one of my favorite games out there. But things just work, and they work very well, and they look beautiful while you're doing them. Let's go ahead and take a look at something like Infinity Blade, which traditionally has a very long load time. It's currently one of the most graphically intensive games, but it looks absolutely beautiful here. The benefit of the new iPad versus the outgoing is certainly quad-core graphics, but we should see those benefits come in the coming months as developers start to take advantage of what the new iPad can do. We need to see software optimized for the hardware. So not a giant difference right now between the new iPad and the iPad 2, but presumably this is going to show itself as a gaming powerhouse. The camera, certainly better and definitely improved. Video quality on the new iPad is certainly improved as well, 1080p video, and the 5 megapixel sensor definitely takes nice pictures. The speaker on this guy, while looking almost the same, is markedly louder. So if you use your speaker to play music, or if you use it for Skype, you're going to have a much better experience. And also, the built-in microphone seems to work a little bit better as well. So if you're recording video, you're going to get a much higher audio fidelity here. So in conclusion, this is very much the same iPad that we've seen before, but better in almost every way. But it's still far, far from perfect. I wish we had an improved operating system. I would like to see widgets I think notifications could be revamped to be less obtrusive. You've got Notification Center, but you still have to go through a few steps to access that. I keep referencing back to WebOS and the way it handled notifications. I would love to see something similar baked into the next operating system, iOS 6, hopefully. So despite its shortcomings, this is still the best tablet on the market. It is head and shoulders better than anything else available. From a tablet world, it's the iPad, and then there's everything else. On the phone world, there are a tremendous amount of phones and operating systems that work equally well, in some cases a lot better than iOS, but in the tablet realm, the iPad certainly reigns supreme. So is it worth getting? Yes, it's absolutely worth getting. If you have an iPad 2, you might want to reconsider the upgrade. If you need LTE, if you do a lot of traveling, it's definitely going to be a reason to want to go ahead and force the upgrade. If you do a lot of pictures or video chatting on your iPad, you might want to consider the upgrade, despite the fact that the front-facing camera is exactly the same. The screen is certainly a nice addition, but I never thought the screen on the iPad 2 looked particularly bad. Having that double resolution is very nice with the 284 by 1536, but it's by no means a must-have. If you're coming from an iPad 1, absolutely worth the upgrade. If you're looking to first jump into the tablet world, the new iPad is going to be a wonderful addition. This is my tablet of choice. This is what I carry with me when I'm on the road. The iPad is a tremendous workhorse as far as media consumption goes. Certainly not, and is not meant to be, a desktop replacement. You know, we hear that post-PC era thrown around quite a bit. The iPad certainly ushering in that era, but we're not there yet. I'm very curious to see what Microsoft does with Windows 8 and how they bridge that gap between a true OS and a mobile OS. So what do you guys think? I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and this has been a full review of the new iPad. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.